Well, hello, hello, hello. It is so good to see you on here. How are you doing? I hope you're all doing really, really well. So we're looking forward to the next few days. Now, there's going to be so much. I'm always the one who tries to pack all the information in, but I want to make sure there's some key things that you really get from this week. So make sure you've got it in your diary. It's going to be 1 o'clock. And remember, this is UK time. So it's going to be 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock is going to be a bonus session, and 7 o'clock is going to be another bonus session. And then at 8 o'clock, I will replay this session right here, right now. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So just tell me whenever you get on here, whether you're watching the replay. So hello to all the replay people anyway. And hello to all the live people. It is going to be so good. So some of you know me and some of you don't, but I guess you're going to get to know some bits about me as we go through this journey together. So what is today all about? Today is going to be all about prosperity consciousness. So I've been on a heck of a journey over the last few years, like probably all of us have been. There's not one of us got here without something happening. Am I right? I mean, just put your hands up or give us a love or give us a thumbs up or say hello. Where are you actually dialing in from? That would be so good to hear. And let me ask you a question as well. Do you want to have a prosperity conscious? Do you think you've got prosperity conscious? Interesting, interesting. Well, what I want to share with you over these next 40 minutes, maybe it could be an hour. Sure, who knows? If we're enjoying ourselves, we'll keep going, won't we? So, are you making other people rich? I mean, that's the first thing, isn't it? Are you making other people rich? Before I tell you a little bit about me, I had an amazing conversation. So I do strengths as well. I understand exactly how unique you are. Exactly how unique you are. Listen, it's more like your thumbprint. That's how exactly I know how unique you are. So I'm having a session with this girl, and she's telling me that she took her company. She was the project manager. She organized it all. She did it all. She took her company from 8 million to 200 million in a year. Hands up, would anybody like that kind of answer? Would anybody like that? 8 million to 200 million in a year. And then she says to me, I've got my little business on the side. I'm not really sure I can grow it. Are you kidding me? You see, what happens is that you're part of a company and you're part of your job. So you think you've got this backing of the company. And so you just crack on because you're getting a salary, you're feeling okay, everything's just hunky-dory. And sure, you're just doing your job. But then when you leave that company and you go to apply it yourself, I have seen so many, because I was one of them, who then started to go, oh my goodness, I used to be able to stand up and talk in front of hundreds of people, and now my knees are shaking and now I'm scared. Why is that? You see, you thought you were your company. You thought you were your job. I've dealt with so many people as well who are literally 40 years in a job and then they retire and they don't know what to call themselves. They don't know how to introduce themselves, because when people say, who are you and what do you do? What do you say? I mean, what do you say? You say your job title. Are you your job title? I mean, is that true prosperity conscious? Are you your job title? Funny that, isn't it? I want you to also think about what is possible. I mean, just in that story there, what is possible if you stopped making somebody else rich and then you end up on a pension that's 40% of what you couldn't survive on in the first place? I mean, hands up, be honest, people, be honest. Who actually owns their own car? Who owns their own house? I'm not talking about mortgaged houses, because you're just renting off the bank. I mean, let's Let's not make any mistake about that. You don't own your own house unless you own it outright. You're still renting. You're renting off the bank. I mean, what's a mortgage? Mortality. Like you're paying for it till you die. I know some of you may not be. So if you're watching this, chances are you want to understand what a prosperity consciousness is. And it's not having a mortgage. But there you go. You go, Sheena, that's really funny. Why would you say that? Because isn't that what we've been taught? Isn't that what we've been taught? That you get a house, you nail yourself to the ground for the next 40 years, and then you have a pension that's 40% of what you couldn't survive on in the first place. Are you kidding me? Who said that was a good idea? And we all fell for it. We've all fallen for it because you think you are your job. You think you are your body. You think you are your thoughts. You think you are your feelings. And I want here to now show you that you are actually so much more. And this could just be your wake-up call. It could just be your wake-up call, because people are waking up day in and day out and realizing the amount of lies you've been fed. And I know it was probably from your mummy and your daddy. Bless them. They didn't know any better either. They absolutely didn't know. And I mean, how are you spending your money? Do you do your affirmations during the day? Like, affirmations in the morning and your visualization, you've got your visualization board there. And then you go out and somebody says, oh, let's go and do this. And you go, I can't afford it. Do you see? Do you see where it is right there? So I'm going to share some slides with you here and just take you on a little journey. And part of it will be mine. Part of it will be somebody else's. And then there's a key thing that I'm going with the whole way through this. A key thing. And I want you to tell me what that key word is the whole way through. There's going to be a key word. An absolute key word. And what I want you to do is reach out to me and book a call with me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and have a chat about where you are in your life. Where you are in your life right now. I will get the link put up on this post so that you can book a call with me. Now, we don't need a whole hour's call. I can tell you where you're going and where you're heading within 5 minutes of talking to you. In fact, you don't even need to do that, because you just sent me a message and I can see a whole list of your programming in that message, and it can just be one sentence. I've done it before where I've seen literally 5 paradigms in one sentence. What's a paradigm? Well, that's what tomorrow's all about. Basically, it's your programming, but we're sure we'll talk about that tonight. Today is all about your prosperity consciousness and what decisions you're making, because every single thought you make is a decision. So let me just share with you my presentation. And this is where we just hope that technology actually works. So hopefully I'll have my team who tell me that this is all working hunky-dory and that you can see everything. And there you go. It's gone off the screen just like that. I'm going to remove it and we're going to start again. Let's get this up and running and we'll get this working. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about a thing. So while I'm just faffing around with this computer for now, let me tell you a little bit of a story about, have anybody heard of the guy in the hot dog stand? And so this guy is literally, he's sitting, I'm just going to press this now, add to stream, and then it will work this time. So everybody say with me, it is working, the presentation is there, and we can all see it. So that's the only words that I want to hear being said right now. So just somebody message me and tell me that you can see absolutely everything on here right now. So while I'm doing this, so the guy with the hot dog stand, yeah, what he did one day was he's literally selling hot dogs his whole life, literally his whole life. And he has been making it, just making loads and loads and loads of money. And then, there was lots of trouble. There was a whole recession and he didn't watch the news. So he didn't know about the recession. He was literally throwing out all those hot dogs time after time after time. And, he just didn't have a clue because he didn't watch the news. And then one day, great, I've had message to say we're all good because I can't see me anymore. So there you go. Then his son decided, this is ridiculous. My dad, I'm really worried about him. So he went and told him all about the recession. Yeah, he told him all about the recession. And he said, Daddy, nobody's buying things anymore. People don't have the money. So this guy who was making loads on his hot dogs, he literally stopped buying as many hot dogs. And so less people came. And then less people came and less people came. And he stopped selling up and down the street. He started just to keep to one little corner until in the end, he couldn't sell any more hot dogs. It wasn't viable for him to do that. So what does that say? What does that say about how we're being programmed? I mean, there's lots of stuff going on at the moment. And what you might feel is that we're all literally programmed into failure. That if we're told something often enough, or they just plant an idea in our head, that actually we fall for it. So what do you think with that hot dog man? Why do you think? Just pop it in the post there. Why do you think he failed? Why do you think he went out of business? It'd be interesting to hear what you've got to say. Why do you think he went out of business? Because he listened to somebody. He literally listened to somebody else. What do you think of that then? Who were you listening to? Who are you listening to? Are you listening to your boss? Are you listening to your mum? Are you listening to your friends? Are you listening to the news? Or are you deciding yourself? Every thought is a decision. It's not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. Big one for this for me. Big one. I used to walk around saying I was little Sheena, or I was this, or I was that, or I was the other. I did not realize who I am. Now, let me give you a bit of science here, just to throw it into the mix. Science has shown us that what we see, what we physically see here, is 0.00001%. Like, that's it. What you see, that's it. The rest is the unseen, the 99.9999%. Can you believe that? You see, one of the things that we do is we want to use our will externally in the outside world. I'm master of my life. If it's got to be, it's got to be me. But what do? We turn our will on the outside, But the outside, what you see, is 0.0001%. It is evidence of past thinking. Like this phone, this Zoom you're on now, is evidence of your past thinking. It's just evidence of past thinking, but we try to change that. Now, if the people who created the phone, the people who created the car, the Wright brothers who created planes, if they had kept thinking, I mean, imagine if the Wright brothers had have asked everybody and gone, well, how do you think we can go faster? Well, we'll just have a faster horse. No. They saw something in their imagination. They saw something different. And you are not what you see. You're not what you see. There's another 99.9999% of you. So that's why we feel so small. I mean, some of you watching this may just have massive egos. Yeah, I had one of those too. I mean, I didn't think I had. But I realized I did have, because I thought, well, I've studied to master's level in business, NLP, Reiki, coaching. I know it all. I've read 1,000 books. I've got the answer to everything. That was 0.0. Let me just bring you down to earth right now. That is 0.0001%. What you know is virtually nothing. And tomorrow I'm going to show you an example of how Bob Proctor shows that. It's so funny. It really is funny whenever you start to understand exactly how we got here and what we're looking at. So it's not who you are that's holding you back. You're amazing. You're so much more amazing than you can even think about. It's like you've got this light energy right inside you. I mean, just think about that. Whenever the science literally shows us, when they drill down, they show us that we're particles of light. Wow. Your energy. What's your energy saying about you? You know what it's like when you walk into a room and somebody sucks your energy away from you, or you can walk into a room and bring the energy in. Which one are you? Do you know? Or do you blame other people's reaction to you? If nobody talks to you, do you never think that it could be you? Nothing wrong with that, but it's this awareness of who you are. You are literally energy itself. Wow. So here's a few prosperity affirmations to get us going. Take a picture of this right now on your phone. Take a screenshot. I am so happy and grateful now. Money flows easily to me from multiple sources in increasing amounts in a continuous way. That is Bob's affirmation for 60 years. Who's Bob Proctor, I hear you asking? I'll tell you in a minute if you don't know. I was born rich. So you all had your free gift, your free book. If you haven't got it, message me, message my team, and we will get that into you. You will see my team literally messaging you now, tagging you in. And so we've got Rachel, and we've got Wolfgang, and we've got Matthew, and Doa, and they will all be there tagging you in to make sure that you get this information. I am deserving of all the wealth that is already mine. Do you know that everything's been created twice? First in your imagination, and then in the outside world. The phone was in somebody's mind, first of all. And then it was in the outside world. Interesting, isn't it? What are you doing with your imagination? I mean, I'm just putting it out there. What are you doing with your imagination? Are you using it positive? Or do you literally dream up the worst thing, the worst scenario ever? And then look, it happens. And you go, I told you so. So here's 3 laws of being a predictable millionaire. Now, we're going to have an interview at 7 o'clock tonight with Douglas Vermeeren. And Douglas Vermeeren, you all know The Secret. So Douglas then did another movie called How Thoughts Become Things. And it's the same people that's in The Secret. And he's got another new movie coming out called The Lost Message. So what Douglas did was he interviewed 700 millionaires. Yeah. And these are the 3 laws that he came out. Again, take a picture of these. If others have done it, you can too. There is nothing special about somebody else. And that's what I aim to show you over the next couple of days. Everybody is capable of it. Every single body. And it's called a decision. It's a decision to do something different. If nothing changes, nothing changes. I mean it. You think, oh, I'll just do this program. I'll just do that one. It's not working, is it? If you follow what others have done, you can do it too. This isn't just about what they've done, what their actions are. You must follow their inspiration, what was going on inside them. But even still, then you won't get results, will you? But you've got to follow and keep following. Do you know that the best leader is always the most intelligent follower? But you see, sometimes as leaders, our ego doesn't let us do that, does it? Our ego gets in the way and go, no, I have the answer to everything. Listen, I was there. And that just took me under. trying to have the answer to everything. You're not supposed to have all the answers. You're not supposed to have all the answers. You follow something. If you stay focused and committed, you will do it too. But how many of you, like if you were running a marathon, how many steps, imagine if you were doing it over 6 months or something, and it's like 1,400 steps a day. I think it's something like 60,000 steps. And you took 1,400 steps a day. I mean, you do 10,000 a day anyway. Well, I hope you do. Excuse me. A glass of water. But how many of you will keep going and keep going until you break through? Do you know how water breaks through a stone? Just keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. Doesn't get angry, doesn't do anything. It just keeps going. And then eventually the stone will break. Wow. But how many of you started something and then not finished it? How many of you would like something that you could follow and keep following for the rest of your life, knowing that it would get you results? Put your hands up, say yes, give me a yes. Who wants that? Just tell me, who would love that? A predictable system, step by step, that would literally bring you to that result. But you got to keep doing it. And even when you get results, you got to keep doing it. The one thing that people do, and I did it as well, is you get results and then you stop doing what took you there. No, you've got to keep going. You've got to keep going. Now, this event for you is if you want results. I mean, you've had enough and you want results. And you want to end all excuses. Here's the thing. Make an excuse. Write down all your wants here. One excuse, gone. I mean, for the life of me, I've studied and studied and researched, and I've never yet met one person who made an excuse that got results. Never yet. Never yet. If you feel this is a ticking off, it is. It is, but I'm here to give you an absolute, I guarantee that you can have results and you can have everything you want because I know who you are. That was the journey that Bob took me on. I didn't know quite how deep that journey was going to be. But this event is not for you if you're not 100% serious. I mean, if you're just going to watch webinars and keep watching them, that's entertainment. I am not here for your entertainment. I am here for your transformation. End of story. I am not here for your entertainment. So sign off now. If you've got no intention of doing anything, save yourself. Just be happy where you are. For goodness sake, life is here and now. Just be happy. But if you want results and you want change, you want to be listening to these 3 days. And let me tell you, Bob Proctor as well is doing a millionaire, make a million look small this week. You want to be watching that as well. You want to just immerse yourself for these few days at least and get some more information. If you're not prepared to do the work on yourself, that's the hardest bit, really. And if you want to get rich quick scheme, well, you might get rich quick, but probably chances are if you got rich quick, you'll lose it just as quick. So here's the thing. You want to have such deep rooted respect for who you are that it doesn't matter what happens to you. I hope you're watching with a notebook and pen. Should have said that before, but sure, you can take a screenshot. But writing does really make a difference. So here's a quick journey where I started over the last year and got together with this man. Does everybody know this man, Bob Proctor, from The Secret? Now, you may think the law of attraction, my goodness, he doesn't just talk about the law of attraction. That was just bait to get you in. Because you all think maybe you can sit there and just think and it'll all just come. We are action-orientated, goal-orientated beings. We want to do something. But I want to tell you about, my journey before this, before I went to Bob Proctor and said, for goodness sake, please help me, and paid a lot of money for that privilege. And Bob Proctor, let me tell you, does not do interviews lightly. And here I am interviewing Bob Proctor with Douglas. How did that happen? How did all this happen? And then how did I end up being on the movie credits of how thoughts become things. How did that happen? This all happened so easily. It is unbelievable. But the journey beforehand wasn't easy. Now, here's the next thing. You are the first people to see this right now. This is the new movie from Douglas Vermeeren, From the People, From the Secret. Now, why have I put this up here? Because I'm in it. I am in this movie. What you're seeing here is not the final version. You are being privileged, absolutely privileged. Douglas has told me to make sure you know this. This is not the final version of the cover. But I am now in a movie starring the people from The Secret. How does all this happen? How does it all happen? Do you know? Does anybody want to try and answer that? Would anybody like a journey? Maybe not this journey, but what movie? Like, you're scripting your own life. You're scripting your own movie. What would your movie be about? You see, to me, The Lost Message, it was exactly what I was writing about. It's exactly what my new program, my signature program, is all about. It's the fact that we're missing the point. You're all trying to get something when there's nothing to get. You cannot get. You can only have what you've already got. Let me say that again, and please write this down. You can only have what you've already got. Now remember that 99% and 1%. I want you to keep that in mind. You can only have what you've already got. Bear in mind, everything that I'm saying on this webinar, you may want to watch and watch and watch and watch, because everything I'm saying is totally key. And the whole intention of this is that you grow an awareness of how amazing you are, and that you start to do something different. But you know what? It can be tough. It can be tough to throw yourself at things and invest in yourself. I know. But for some reason, I keep doing it, because the option of staying where I was, no. Not happening. And here's the next thing that we're launching this week is the Kantar Academy. You'll know about this more on Wednesday. So here's the thing. How does all this happen? You see, wealth is a team sport. It really is. And wealth is happy, healthy, wealthy. Where do you think I am in this picture? Which person do you think I am? I'll let you answer that. I'd love to see your comments, but I'll see them after. Yeah, I'm the person in the middle. I needed somebody to help me up. And I'm there helping other people. One by one by one. But there's people holding my hand. Who have you got to lead the way? Remember, a great leader is an intelligent follower. Sometimes you're following, like this picture, just like this picture. This is exactly what Bob Proctor means. Sometimes you're following, and sometimes you're leading. And you can do them both at the same time, just like this person in the middle here. It's a team sport. Don't do it on your own. You're not here on your own. If you've started your own business, you're not on your own. You do not have to. Please do not do it on your own. That is the most exhausting thing, where you end up using your will on the outside world. That's not where the will is to be used. We'll find out more about that tomorrow. Let me give you some more prosperity affirmations. I'm so happy and grateful now. Money flows easily to me from multiple sources in increasing amounts in a continuous way. I was born rich. I never got that one. I just didn't get that one. I do now. And if I say I do now, I probably haven't. I probably don't even know the depth of it. And I am deserving of all the wealth that is already mine. I want you to be saying these over the next few days, over and over and over again. Shout them out loud, for goodness sake. So, is this you? I mean, I don't know where you are in life, but this is where I find myself. I mean, in my head, I was doing all this stuff, playing polo, driving nice cars, having a great time. But in my head, I was like, I don't know where this is going. And so after all my qualifications, after all my studying, after all my books, after everything, I literally found myself in a 2 up, 2 down in the back street of Manchester. And I mean, we had a great time there. But inside me, I was just literally sitting there like that. What the heck has happened? But I know now what happened. I'm not going to go into it. But I know that my thoughts brought me there. It wasn't that it happened to me. If you think for 1 minute anything happens to you, that is victim consciousness. If you think COVID's done anything to you, if you think the economy has done anything to you, if you think the weather's doing anything to you, if you think your wife is doing anything to you, if you think your company is doing anything to you, you are in victim consciousness. Just putting it out there. And if you didn't get that and you argue with that one, well, then you're arguing for your limitations. No, they did this to me. No, they did that to me. Well, you crack on and argue all you want. I mean, just argue, argue, argue. And all you're doing is holding yourself in one place. Nobody does anything to you. You do it all to yourself. I was talking with one of my, and she's listening now, a close friend. And she said that she had hay fever. And I says, well, you can cut that nonsense out now, because here's the thing. You had an incident in your life. Somebody planted the seed that you had hay fever. So, you're in your early 20s. What happens now by the time you get to your 40s and 50s? That seed has grown and grown and grown. And then every summer you say you've got hay fever. So every time your eyes water, you've got hay fever. And so then you have chemicals that you put into yourself, because you need the chemicals, obviously, to address hay fever. The fact that your body is this amazing machine that if you cut it, you didn't heal it. But apparently you need medication to heal your body. Now, I know that this is going to be a tough call for some of you. A tough call. But prosperity consciousness is that you have everything that you've ever wanted. And you are everything that you've ever wanted. But I know that sometimes we need a bit of help. But it's the prosperity consciousness, know where it's come from. So that by the time you're in your 40s and 50s, you've got asthma, or even worse, because you've taken the medication for 20 years and you've planted a seed that's grown and grown and grown into an oak tree now. Whereas when you're in your 20s, it was an acorn, so it didn't really matter what you said. But it does matter. It does matter. Is everybody waking up now? Are you waking up? I know you are. Been there. And I'm still going through things, honest to goodness. Even Bob at the age of 87 says those old programs still come back and bite him on the bum. I want to wake you up. The more awake you can stay and know who you are, the more results you're going to get. Maybe results like this. I don't know if you like this, but this is what I like. Maybe not the Ferrari. Decided I didn't like the Ferrari, but there you go. So this was my office. This was my office. And in fact, that's where I actually interviewed Bob Proctor from. How funny. It makes me laugh. But what I did was I used my imagination. And this is people said, write your goals out. I decided to draw my goals out. So I drew them and drew them and drew them. And you may not understand what this picture is about, but believe me, that's a house in the middle. That's the sun in the top right-hand side. That's my horses on the left-hand side. It's Connor and Shannon and Wolfgang's on his bikes, and there's space for 5 cars. And then we've got a private jet down the bottom left-hand, and then we've got a private yacht on the right-hand side. Now, wait to tell you, I went from that other house to this house within a 3-week period. Something just happened, something shifted, and I followed exactly what the universe was telling me to do. I haven't got space for 5 cars, we've got space for 10 cars. The horses are just exactly in that place there. There's the stables. The sun comes the whole way round there. Like, you just wouldn't believe it. Private jet, still working on that. But it's there. But now we've gone from economy to business and first class, and then we've had the private yachts. So there you go. What happened? I mean, what happened? Remember I said there was a key thing that happens? I've been saying the word the whole way through. And I made decision after decision after decision. But you see, the thing is, how we tend to go is we tend to go from physical. We get all wrapped up in our emotions. Then we use our intellect to try and solve the problem. And then we pray to God, going and hoping that everything's going to be okay. But in fact, when you know that you are energy itself in a body, you are energy. I mean, think of it. Just think of it now. If you pulled a car engine apart, pulled the whole car apart, you could put it back together again and it would work. I mean, I couldn't, but some people can. But if I pulled you apart and tried to put you back together, all the surgeons in the land, that just reminds me of Humpty Dumpty. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. You couldn't be put back together again, could you? I mean, you couldn't. So something special about you. But yet you think that you evolved from a monkey when there's something so much more special than you. Oh, you should hear the conversations we have as with our clients, that they're so much fun. You want to be involved in those. So stop thinking that way and start remembering who you are, because you're creating your emotions. You want to be in control of your emotions. It is your emotions that is creating your world. You know who you are. The question I want you to write down now is, who am I? And say that over and over again this week. Who am I? You have an intellect, control your thoughts. You have emotions, your thoughts will control your emotions. And then the physical world will take care of itself. You will do actions, but you will be in such more of a clearer place. Who would like a bit of that? Who would like a bit of peace to begin with? Isn't peace prosperity? Isn't peace prosperity? I mean, if you had peace right now, what would that mean to you? Just think of it. Peace. Right here. Right now. No fears. No worries. No anxiety. What would that mean to you? I can't wait to see your comments. I'm telling you now, I've brought myself to that place. And I can bring you there too. Who would like help in being brought to that place? Because from there, that's when you see all your options. I've got something for you that can help you bring there. If you want to have a chat with me, book a call. I know that one of my team has my Calendly link. If you can get my Calendly link, I'd really appreciate you putting it in the chat so people can book a call. Where's all this information come from, Sheena? Not just these 4 people, to be honest. There's been an awful lot more than 1,000 books and studies that I've done. But here's Andrew Carnegie, the richest man in the world in the 1900s, early 1900s. He died about 1917. And he just couldn't figure out why, when he tried to give his money away, that it kept coming back, like loads and loads and loads just kept coming back, doubling 10 times. So the next guy, Napoleon Hill, he asked him, would he go out for the next 20 years and interview the world's most successful people? Just like Douglas has done later on at 7:00 in that interview. You might want to be on there. So Napoleon Hill, he asked him the question, and Napoleon Hill didn't realize that he actually had a stopwatch. And that stopwatch, he had given him 60 seconds, but it took Napoleon Hill 29 seconds to make that decision. Mel Robbins talks about that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do. When you watch something like this and you want to go do something, for goodness sake, go do it. Just go do it. Stop giving this time, because this is the knowing doing gap. You don't do anything. We'll talk about that tomorrow. What's in there? I know what's in there. We'll find out tomorrow. Or have you got something better to do? Then find out how to have your prosperity consciousness like that on tap. What's blocking you? So Napoleon Hill wrote the book, Think and Grow Rich. And it really is the science behind it, behind the law of attraction. The law of attraction is a secondary law anyway. And we talk about the main 7 laws of the universe. The thing is, you don't know them. And I mean, if you don't understand gravity, but you know to respect it, you know it's there. Well, it's the same for these other laws. So the next guy, Earl Nightingale, he was the first guy to have personal development out there. And Bob Proctor learned directly from him. And I am learning directly from Bob Proctor. That is the lineage of this information. This information has gone back through time. It's not just something new, not just new thought. This information has been spoken about for so long. We just didn't get it. But here's the thing, your results are telling the truth. So for me, you see, what happened was I lost everything. I literally did. Lost everything. House, cars, horses, kids, dogs, cats. I know what took me there. I know exactly my thought process. But it wasn't what I meant to happen. None of us get up in the morning and think, right, I'll just go and wreck my life today. But results always tell the truth. Are your results causing your thinking, or your thinking causing your results? You want to be careful which one you choose, because they're the results you're getting. So the reason why I went to work for Bob Proctor, I was 70k in debt, minus 2.5 in my bank account, and I chose to invest 30k to go and work with Bob. I knew that I had to do something more. I just knew I had to. Nothing was changing. I couldn't get the right information in the right order. See, I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know. You know this stuff, you just don't know how to take it from the intellect, the spiritual, and then actually demonstrate it, because you're demonstrating something else and you don't know exactly why that is. But here's the thing, I do. Bob does. Earl Nightingale did. Andrew Carnegie did. And that's the lineage of this information that you're getting right now. So do not take it lightly because you think you may know it. I fell into that trap. I thought I knew it all. Yes, I did, intellectually. But that was my smack in the face whenever a Bob Proctor consultant said to me, when I said, I know this. And she turned around and she said, clearly not, Sheena, look at your results. So if your results are not where you want them to be in any area of your life, and let me tell you, when I ask people, how are you? And it's just like, yeah, I'm fine. Because you keep pretending, yet you know there's something. There's something. And if you're managing a team, let me tell you, every single person has got something that they're dealing with. Imagine if we could clear that. Imagine if we could literally raise their prosperity consciousness. Let me tell you, I was a sales rep for 15 years. 15 years. And it wasn't until something happened at the end, which I'll share with you tomorrow, that I actually clicked. I didn't feel like a salesperson. I did not have a prosperity consciousness. So I took every action, every test. I mean, I'm top mark test and everything, which is quite jokingly because my mum told me when I was younger that I wasn't academically minded. But there you go. There's another story about stories that you believe. Imagine if you could change your team into prosperity consciousness. Stop just training them with material. That's not going to get results. It does for some, but it's their consciousness, it's their prosperity consciousness that needs to change. And then, wow, it is effortless. There must be some people that you're managing and you just go, what is it? I mean, I remember my manager saying to me, Sheena, you've got all the top KPIs here. Why is there no sales? Funny that. Let's go for these affirmations again. I'm so happy and grateful now money flows easily to me from multiple sources and increasing amounts in a continuous way. I was born rich. I am rich. I am prosperity itself. I am deserving of all the wealth that is already mine. Shout them out now. Shout them out now. I mean, just shout them out. I don't care if you're in an office or I don't care if you're in your car. Just shout these out now. I was born rich. Go on, just have a wee bit of fun with yourself. I'll skip through these, but they're such great stories. You want to be asking me more about them. Examples of success with this information. Peggy McCall made $1 million look small. She needed $1 million for her house. Bob taught her how to make $1 million look small. Go watch the webinar today. You might want to see that. She made $1 million. She made $1 million look small. Kim Calvert was a nurse, 35,000. That's all she'd ever earned. That was the maximum amount. 3 years, she's a millionaire. How does that happen? Here's Maria, was made redundant. She'd started her dinner and she had a job. By the time she finished her dinner, she'd been made redundant. She got on a call with me. 4 months later, she'd taken over the company that made her redundant. She'd paid off all the debt and was 200K in profit. How does that happen? Brian, 20 years, he'd wanted to run his own business. For the last 10 years, it was such a desire. 6 months later, he started to run his own business. He left his corporate job and he took his annual salary and made it monthly. He's making himself rich, not the company. Well, another guy wanted a Tesla on his driveway. This was the picture he held in his mind for 2 years. And this was the picture 3 months later. So what do you want? I mean, what do you want? I've got something to show you here that this could be your team, but this could also be you. So evidence shows us that in a company, there's people who are engaged. There's people who are like, yeah, engaged today, not engaged tomorrow. Engaged today. It depends. I'll go with the flow. And then there's people who are actively kicking away at your company. They're the energy drainers. Your company is only as good as your weakest employee. Let me say that again. Your company is only as good as your weakest employee. Now, the funny thing is, it could be your CEO. You think, well, that's a bit funny. No, he's driving the business forward. Is he? Are you? Do you have prosperity consciousness, or is there something in you? Because you are only as good and as great as your weakest reaction. Let me say that again. You are only as great as your weakest reaction. How do you react when things don't go your way? Go on. Be honest. I'll be honest with me. I would cry. And then I'd get angry at myself. That's what I did. I didn't recognize what was happening. That is what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Let me say it again. You are only as great as your weakest reaction, because that's what is in your subconscious. That is what is driving your results. And if you're working really hard, you are working against it. And tomorrow I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you on a diagram exactly why that is. So you want to be watching tomorrow. Here's a good exercise for you. I told you this was going to be packed full of information. So listen, how do you spend your money? I want you to make sure you've got your pen and piece of paper to write this down, because you've got homework to do for this, and this is your homework. Remember, book a call with me. If the number's in the link there, if the Calendly, book that call. Book it with Rachel. Book it with Doa. Book it with Wolfgang. Guys, put your links in there. Make sure people have got them. Let's talk this out. Where are you right now? Because if you don't know where you are right now, that's why you can't get to where you're going. I didn't recognize that, but I do now. Bob's a great teacher, let me tell you. There's 3 ways. Now, this has come from Douglas and his study. There's 3 ways that people spend their money. Quality of life, creating or investing, or contribution. Now, let's have a look at other people's money. So some of us are living on other people's money, aren't we? The bank's money. But how do you spend that? Do you go and do you buy like your meal on your credit card? Do you buy shoes on your credit card? Do you buy a holiday on your credit card? All in quality of life. It's not going to get you anywhere. Yes, you can have quality of life, but if you're not creating and investing in yourself, and what is the best investment you can ever make? Let me tell you about, you buy a house and you get a 300K mortgage and everybody's, yay! You've just mortgaged yourself for life. You've held yourself in one space and now you've created £300,000 worth of debt. Good for you. But then, like me, £30,000 on a program. Why would you do that? I mean, that's just silly money. Why would you do that? Well, how about spending £30,000 on a program and creating the £300,000 to buy your house outright? Or creating that prosperity consciousness that could help you find other people's money to invest so you can grow that and then grow your own money. How about that? Because then you want to contribute. But some of you are trying to contribute before you've got the money. Oh, but I want to do charity. No, business first, grow yourself. What's the point in giving somebody a fiver on the street? That's not helping. But imagine you built your business so big that you built a housing development that you could put these poor people in, feed them, train them, and teach them how to live and survive for themselves. That's contribution, not your fiver. But if that's all you can afford right now, that's absolutely fine. But get it right. The best investment you're ever going to make is in yourself. 100%. And learn to use other people's money. So I want you, when you go home, take 3 different coloring pens. Look, I've got them here. Get 3 different coloring pens. And I want you to mark your bank statement. Quality of life. Investing. And contribution. How have you been spending your money? And you'll know whether you're in prosperity consciousness or lack consciousness, or you're actively going into lack. Let me tell you, you can have the most positive mindset going, but you can be coming from lack. I didn't know that, but you can. I'm going to show you more about that tomorrow. Return on investment is nothing, is always nothing. That's why if you do nothing after this webinar, then it's just entertainment, because it cost you nothing. Here's the last bit. Got 4 minutes to go. Stay with me because this is the main bit. Okay, I want to show you what you're doing. I told you before about the law of attraction. Well, I'm going to talk quickly about the law of vibration. So think of these lines as frequency lines, just like your phone number. If I want to get you, I need your frequency line. That's it. It's a frequency. The number takes me to that frequency. Therefore, you can speak to me. Each note that we play is a frequency. Your results are on a frequency. And so, but your goal is on another frequency. Now, if you do not take that goal high enough away from where you are right now, it's too heavy. It's too heavy. You want a goal that is so far removed from your current life that people laugh at you. And if people are not laughing at you, that goal is not big enough. Let me tell you. What do you want? 10% increase? No. 100% increase. 500% increase. I don't want to deal with 10% increases. That's hard work. Somebody said to me they wanted to earn 5,000 a month, and I'm like, whoa, that sounds like hard work. And she goes, yeah, no, it is. Well, what about 25,000 a month? Oh, that feels good. Yeah, it feels good to me too. How would you change your life then? What if you took your annual salary and made it monthly? So what do you want? 60, 70, 80, 100? What if you're making 100 grand a month? That's where I want you to take yourself to. What is it you want? And don't say, oh, money doesn't mean anything. It's not about the money. Do not be indifferent to money, because you're working very hard to have it. You get upset when you don't have it. Notice your emotional roller coaster at the beginning of the month. Yay, got paid. No money at the end of the month. Oh my God. Oh my God, how am I going to make it to the end of the month? Or somebody wants to take money off you. Oh no, you can't have that. I'm not paying for that. You see, don't be indifferent to money. That's the problem. Prosperity conscious people love money. They'll give it away. Bob Proctor walks around with $5,000 in his pocket, constantly tipping, because he knows it's coming back. Get your goal up there. And anyway, the more money you have, the more you will get your service out there to people. Then the more you can contribute. Don't you get it? Business, then charity. And remember, you can only get what you've already got. You must think from this frequency all day long. I've told you a big key here, but I know what it's like. You didn't make the decision. You just thought, oh, sure, that'd be nice. It's got to be a decision. I mean, one of those decisions that means you walk through the door, you lock the door, you throw away the key. That's it. That's the only way you're going to get results. But then what do? You do that in the morning with your affirmations, but then you think from down here. How can I? How can I? How can I? Let me tell you, if you were in Hawaii, would you be saying, how can I get to Hawaii? No, you wouldn't, would you? So stop saying that now. I mean, my clients know what Sheena will be like. If you're on a call with me and you say, yes, but how can I? I'll go, well, what is that question? That's a lack question from the very beginning. The quality of your questions will dictate the quality of your life. And I asked you, a lot of you, what was the one question that could change everything? And I told you that the answer is in the question. Well, guess what? The decision is in the answer. Question, answer, decision. Question, answer, decision. It's all there. That's it. That is the manifestation process. Seems a bit simple, doesn't it? I thought that too, 10 years ago. So I had to go and study all this to go and find out that that's exactly what you got to do. But things are getting in the way. I know. That's what tomorrow's all about. I'm going to teach you the things that are getting in the way and what you can do about them. So this decision must be a committed decision. And it's got to be committed. And what happens though? We make a decision and then we doubt our decision. You may as well not have made the decision in the first place. You make a decision and you make it right. Learn to give yourself a command and follow. That's the intelligent follower as well. You're not following the 0.001% anymore. You're following the 99.9999%. That's who you follow. Who would like their goal? So tonight's homework as well, I've written it down here. What do you really want? I mean, really want. Not money, because I want like 20 grand a month coming in. Why do you want that? Because so you can feel safe? Well, that means you're coming from lack. I mean, what is your passion? What would you really, really want? You see, that's what these calls are designed. Hop on a call, it'll be 10 minutes. We can literally, with Matthew, with Doa, with Rachel, with Wolfgang, with myself. We've even got Bobby Joe, we've got Anne Catherine, we've got Trish. They're all PGI consultants, those last few. They're all willing to help you find that passion in you. Find something that will get you to move. Because when I was at my worst, and tomorrow I'm going to give you another part of my story, which was part of my paradigm, which brought me under. So you can help to understand where I came from. And I don't want you to go through that. You do not. Actually, here's a question. Who's going through hell right now to get to heaven? Who's going through hell right now to get to heaven? Doesn't have to be that way. It really doesn't. I'm here to help. Need you to come from your vision. Here's the shard. If you're on the top floor, you've got a clear view. If you're on the bottom floor, you're just milling around with everybody else. Get on the top floor. Get on the top floor from your vision. That's where the peace is. That's where the answers are. Seek ye first the kingdom of God. They didn't say that for a joke. The kingdom of God is your imagination. You can go anywhere. Like right now, we could go to Hawaii. We could go to the Niagara Falls. But where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to take your team? Because if you're leading your team and you're giving them company goals, that's not going to drive them. What do they get from the company goals? What do they have for themselves? What are they going through in their lives that needs to be cleared so they can rise? If you just give that half a thought, your life would be so much easier. If you could really understand their unique perspective, that'll change everything. But you need a paradigm shift. And that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. There's your prosperity affirmations. Take a picture, write them down. I could talk forever. I really, really could talk forever. Remember this. You are more. It is not who you think you are that's holding you back or your team. It's who you think you're not or who they think they're not. When I was working with some sales reps, they couldn't believe that I would have the nerve just to stand up and ask for the whole business to 20 consultants and surgeons and just ask for the whole business, because I knew if I did that, then they'd come up with loads of objections. People are so afraid of people saying no to them. But here's the thing. You can make excuses or you can get results. I mean, it really is your choice. There is no in between. These were the best words that were said to me. The absolute best words. Make excuses, Sheena, or make money. In fact, that's what Peggy McCall said to me. There is only now. There isn't tomorrow. See, the trouble is, we think that we've got more time. Yeah, we think we've got more time. And we don't have more time. Let me just tell you a quick story that Bob Proctor told me. His son, or his friend, he asked him the question, how long do you think you've got to live? And he would have said, 40, 50, 60 years. And half an hour later, he was run over on a bike. Now his nanny, she thought she was going to die in the next week, in the next 2 weeks, in the next 3 weeks. She lived for 30 years, so she did nothing with her life either. So you keep saying, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. Well, let me tell you a little quick story about my brother. He's 57 and he's dying. So he's 58 and he's dying. And I asked him, because people are so afraid to ask those questions. I said, are you scared? Are you scared? Nobody asked him that. He really appreciated just to have an honest conversation. And I said, apparently it's not so bad on the other side. Make peace with yourself now. You don't have to wait till you're dead to make bloody peace with yourself. Make it now. Because you take your consciousness past with you. And you know what he said to me? He said he was just angry. He was annoyed. He was annoyed he didn't do more. What are you going to be saying? I'm hoping you get to 90. I'm hoping you get to 100. But when you're, imagine now that you're 90 and you're sitting down and you're looking out the window, what are you going to regret not doing if you don't change it now? Think of the egg timer. The only bit you can see is the bit in the middle. You can't see the top, the bottom. You can see what's left. But the bit that you've got to pay attention to is the bit in the middle. So your homework tonight is book a call with Sheena, Matthew, Rachel, Wolfgang, Doa, Bobby Joe, Catherine will make sure all their lines are up there so that you can book a call with them. And it's got to be done today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Like, end of story. Stop waiting until Friday. This is all going to be over by Friday. And what will have changed again? Book that call. Second thing is, get out your bank statement and take a good, honest look at how much you've invested in yourself. Take a good long look at your goals. What do you want? I mean, really want, not what society says. You may not want the big house. You may not want the swimming pool. You may want a beautiful barn conversion that sits in the middle of a field and is surrounded by horses, and to go on holiday whenever you want, and to be in a movie. I don't know. What do you want? Remember, it's all just for the pure joy of it. Because you can, because you're amazing, because there is something so special inside you. I better shut up now. So thank you so much for coming on. I'm going to so enjoy looking at all of your comments here. I'm so excited. And for all of you watching the replay as well, I'll be there watching for your comments all day. We've got the replay going on later and people watching it all day. So it's going to be so exciting. Listen, all of you people, all thinking the same things. Prosperity consciousness is you have it already. You are the 99.999%. But what are you demonstrating? Let's stay awake and have an absolutely, absolutely awesome day and evening. Remember, 3 o'clock bonus session, 7 o'clock millionaire interview, 8 o'clock replay. Get somebody else on this, change their life, give them a wake-up call, give them a slap around the face. And I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye now.